the doors to let me in. Shattered windows and the sound of drums. Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay.
Now watch me whip, kill it. Now watch me nay nay. Okay. Now watch me whip, whip. Watch me nay nay. Why me do it? Now watch me whip, kill it. Watch me nay nay. Okay. Now watch me whip, whip. Watch me nay nay. Can you do it? Now watch me, ooh, watch me, watch me, ooh, watch me, watch me, ooh, watch me, watch me, ooh, okay.
How do we espresso how we feel about Mr. Kamel leaving?
So what's your favorite memory with Mr. Kamel?
My favorite memory working with Mr. Kamel was a few years ago, not actually at Streetsville, but a different school. And I was a drama teacher there at the time, and I had my Basics of Directing DVD on my desk. And when I came back to my office, I picked it up and I found this on the other side of the DVD. And apparently I wasn't the only person that he did this to in the school. He had been going around dropping pictures of his face into people's workplaces.
My favorite memory of Mr. Kamel is inviting him into my foods class, and we were doing vegetarian cooking that day, and I was wandering around the classroom and he was chatting with some students about what they were making, and I looked over and he had, no joke, a saucepan full of like some vegetarian bean recipe and a wooden spoon, and was eating it out of the pot because it was so delicious. And that's got to be my favorite memory with Mr. Kamel. But I gotta say, I'm really excited to get my parking spot back after 5 years, Mr. Kamel.
My favorite memory of Mr. Kamel is during the Halloween dance when he decided to join in on the dance circle. It was super fun, super lit. He's a hype beast.
What do you love about Mr. Kamel?
The thing I love most about Mr. Kamel is that he's very supportive. He supports staff, he supports students. And we were very fortunate to have him these few years here, and we wish him all the best, and we wish him good luck at David Suzuki.
I love the way Mr. Kamel has like an open door. If you have any time you have some issue that you want to talk to him about, or just want to just have a chat, you can go in and he's always available.
He's a fun dude. He's nice to talk to, and he has a lot of funny jokes.
What I love about Mr. Kamel is his sense of humor and his ability to listen. He's a really great listener.
I love that he's just always extremely nice and always says good morning to everyone in the hallway.
Mr. Kamel has a great sense of fashion. Well-dressed, professional, comes to school looking his best. coming from someone who also does the same. I appreciate his sense of fashion, and always impressed with what he's wearing.
What did Mr. Kamel do that you appreciated?
I really appreciate how much he's supported the library here at Streetsville, and I'd like to wish him well in his new school and tell him to keep rocking the funky socks.
Mr. Kamel has created a really good sense of community within the school. The students and the staff all really feel like they belong.
Well, Mr. Kamel always had time to listen to me. Sometimes he might not have agreed with my point of view, but I always felt listened, and I really appreciate it.
Mr. Kamel is a thinker, and yet he seldom imposes his thoughts on people. Mr. Kamel is not a micromanager. He works as a leader of the staff without micromanaging them and bringing out the best in his staff.
Ce que j'apprécie le plus, c'est que sa porte est ouverte, que ce soit le matin, que ce soit pendant le dîner, ou que ce soit après l'école.
Mr. Kamel is the most visible principal I have ever worked for. He always came into my classrooms to visit and say hello to students, and that really made me feel, like I had the best principal in the world.
So what would you like to say as your last farewell to Mr. Kamel?
Last farewell? You think you're gonna miss him? Look at this desk. What a mess. Look, just everything that's here.
Aww.
To Mr. Kamel, I'd like to give him a piece of advice for starting at David Suzuki. So, being a socks fashionista, Mr. Kamel is going to have to trade his orange and black tiger socks in for some organic, biodegradable, environmentally friendly blue and green grizzly socks of David Suzuki. So good luck with that. You need to make a good first impression. Oh, and P.S. Why don't you give your cast-off socks to Mr. Sedgwick? His wardrobe could use a little work.
Well, Tamer, it's been a pleasure working with you this past 4 years and learning from you. And I wish you best of luck at your new school. I'm sure that you will just bowl them over and win over a whole legion of friends over there.
Thanks, Mr. Kamel, for everything you've contributed to our school and the whole community. I'll never forget the time that we played cards together in math class. I hope you have a lot of good luck at your new school.
I've always said that Mr. Kamel has been the best principal we've ever had here at Streetsville in my 19 years here. I'm going to be really sad to see him go, but I know he has to come back because I have your snow tires, sir.
I'm very sad that you're leaving. We're really gonna miss you here, but I hope you come back and visit and come curling with the staff.
Well, of course, I will wish him best of luck in his new job as the principal in David Suzuki, but actually I don't think you need any luck because you have great ability and talent, and I believe you will be a very successful principal in any school you work with.
As yogis, we have a phrase that we say, we bend so we don't break, and Mr. Kamel really emulates this idea of being flexible, listening to everybody, and really being there for the students. So I wish him all the best in his new school.
Keep being true to himself. He's a phenomenal man who's very, very kind, warm-hearted, and always there for people.
Tamer, thank you for being such an emotionally intelligent leader. Thank you for being at Streetsville. You have made our school much better, and I do hope that where you're going, they're going to treat you just as well as we did at Streetsville. Thank you, and have a wonderful time. Take care.
Hey, Mr. Kamel. Well, you know what? We've been together for just over a month, and I have to say that just within that month, you've made quite an impression on me. And I mean, it only took you a month to be my favorite principal, so that's quite an achievement in itself.
Tamer's the one that gave me the job here at Streetsville, and I'll always be grateful for that. I love this place, and I'm so happy that he hired me once and then let it go, let alone he's hired me again so that I can continue working at this great school. But he's definitely a key component to the school, and he will be sorely missed. Like, I'm happy for how he's guided me and helped me through the transition from elementary now to high school, and he's been an amazing principal and person to work with even too as well. Tamer, I hope the best for you at David Suzuki, and maybe I'll be seeing you sometime. Don't be a stranger. We will all miss you for sure, and that goes from the students to the staff to everyone around. You're a great guy. Thanks.
Well, Tamer, or to most of you people, Mr. Kamel, he and I kind of tight, so first name basis and all. He will be sorely missed. He's been my favorite principal to date. Some of the reasons, because he's so supportive of everyone he runs into, and even though he's pretty new to this job, he's been fantastic for the school. School spirit rings out loud when you see Mr. Kamel. Even on a personal level, how many principals would visit you in the hospital and then come to visit you at your house when you're recovering? So I'm gonna miss him, but I wish him all the best in his new venture. I know he's gonna do well, and these new challenges are gonna make him a better principal and person still.
Mr. Kamel, you were the best principal okay, hold it, no, cut. Mr. Kamel, you were one of the best principals hold on, no, wait, cut. Start over. Mr. Kamel, you were one of the principals I worked with.
So I'd like to give Mr. Kamel credit for what Streetsville is today, and the fact that he was so close with all his students and his staff, and we'll miss him very, very much. And we hope that Suzuki shows you the same love that we show you, and we hope you come and visit. But we love your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kamel.